this is Samantha here from RecipeThis.com and the voice behind the popular Kitchen Gadgets podcast, Magic with Gadgets. Today I want to talk to you all about Saskia's 2-ingredient flatbread. Flatbread in the air fryer has become so popular over recent years, and it started off as a thing associated with Weight Watchers and Slimming World, and the idea being that you could make amazing yogurt dough by combining together flour and yogurt. And because it was aimed at the Weight Watchers and Slimming World crowd, you did so with fat-free yogurt. And it was a huge success for many people, and many people used it in so many different types of recipes. It became pizza dough, naan bread, a regular flatbread, pita bread, bagels, donuts, you name it, it was used in those recipes. But whenever I tried it, I always found that the dough texture wasn't quite right, and it just didn't work for me. So I was at a baking class with my kids, and their teacher did it as one of the recipes. But what she did differently was the ratio. It was 250 grams of yogurt to 225 grams of flour. So it was 90% flour to yogurt, and this made such a difference to the recipe, and I fell in love with it, and I haven't stopped making it since. And it is in air fryer easy every day, and I'm just so proud to have it in there and to feature Saskia's lovely recipe. So if you've not ordered yourself a copy of Air Fryer Easy Every Day, please do so, because it's great for this. So talking about the flatbread, if you've not done it before, and let me first explain the basic recipe, and then we can talk about different ways that you can use it in things. It's either plain or self-raising flour, depending on how you're using it, and 0% fat-free yogurt. We've tried quite a few of the different yogurts, and we've found that if you're using the fat-free ones, it's M&S authentic Greek yogurt all the way for the best results. They come in 500 gram pots, so you can kind of think that you can do 2 batches out of 1 tub of yogurt. And then talking about the plain versus the self-raising. Self-raising if you want a bit of a rise to it. If you want it flat, plain flour. So for example, if you're doing a naan bread, when you have a naan bread out for dinner in an Indian restaurant, it's always flattened up, it's always risen a bit. So I tend to use self-raising if I'm doing it in those. And if you're in America, self-raising is the same as self-rising flour, and plain flour is the same as all-purpose flour, so that you know what you're using. So I'm just going to get these measurements weighed, and let's get them in the bowl. And I'm going to start with plain flour. So 225 grams of plain flour, or if you work on ounces, that's 8 ounces. So I always weigh it out because I want the perfect measurements. And then I haven't quite got enough in the tub that I was using. So I'm just going to grab some from another tub. There we go. I've got my 250 grams now. So now the question is, how are you planning on enjoying it? So are you talking savoury or sweet? So if your plan is savoury, then obviously I would add things like salt and pepper and some favourite savoury dried herbs. But if you're going sweet, of course, you might want to swap this for some cinnamon and some other favourite sweet flavourings, or even some vanilla extract. So I'm going savoury. So I'm adding salt, pepper, and then I'm looking in my little herb container, and I'm going with some basil, and I'm going with some oregano. And then obviously we don't need the scales anymore, but what I am going to do, which is a recommendation from Saskia, is having a pinch pot. So that basically means having a little bowl with some flour in, and then it saves you when you need some extra flour on your hands from putting your hand back into your flour bag. So I'm just using a little cup for that. And it's nice just to have that stash there, so like I say, so that you're not going back into your flour pot each time. And then once you've done this, you're ready to get started. So first of all, I'm going to flour my hands. Have a little bit more actually. And then give it a good mix. You can use your hands for this, or you can start off with a dessert spoon if you prefer. It's just totally up to you. You just want to get it all nicely mixed together. And have patience with it, because honestly, you'll think, oh, there's not enough flour in that, it's too wet. Well, it does all come together really, really nicely. So I'm grabbing any bits that are starting to stick to my fingers, bringing it all together nicely. Because look, I've got really sticky fingers now, so I'm going to go back to my pinch pot. Give my hands an extra flour. And then grab it and squeeze it in your fingers, and then it helps getting the bits, the sticky bits, so that you can grab a lot of the extra flour. So I'm just de-sticking my fingers a bit. And then you can see it's coming together nicely now. Give it a bit of a knead as you go. So as you can see, we're nearly done. And wasn't that quick for an easy dough for the air fryer. And just getting rid of the little bits where you've got a bit dry bits. And there you go, you've got dough. You know, can you believe that's just 2 main ingredients? Perfect for saving money, of course, but also because how often does a dough have so many ingredients and you're thinking, that's too much for me, but hey, look at that. And how quick that was as well. And then let's say you're doing a garlic pasta dish for dinner and you just want something like this to go with it, then you can add in some garlic, you can add in some ginger if you wanted to serve it with something a bit more spicy. There's just so much choice with this, and it's just so wonderful for a quick dough using the air fryer. All done now, and it's ready for its million uses that you can use it in. Yeah, it's one of those recipes, 2 ingredients, whatever seasonings floats your boat, and you're sorted. So grab some flour from your pinch pot and make sure the dough is then easy to handle. Oh, and you can also do this in big batches as well, and it also freezes really well. And then into quarters, and then each quarter can be used as a portion size indicator. So more flour, and a bit of flour on your rolling pin as well. Oh, look at these little cuties. And then look, that is ready for the air fryer. And then same again. Give that dough ball, squeeze together in a ball. And then there's another one. Making sure your hands are nicely floured. And that's your third one. And then last but not least, let's move on to this last one. Let's make some more room in here for them all. It's just amazing how quick and how easy this is. And like I said, I could never get the ratio right. you're either too sticky or too dry. So I did actually ask Saskia if I could feature her flatbread version in the cookbook, and she said yes. So there you have it. There's your 4. They look fantastic. And they're just absolutely perfect then for just cooking in the air fryer. You can also freeze them. Just put them into bowls, let them partly freeze on a tray, and then transfer them into a Ziploc bag, and they're perfect for the freezer. I often have a batch and go in the fridge as well. And also next week I'm taking some food round to my mum and dad's for lunch, and we're going to include these flatbreads with it as well. So, you know, it's great for transporting as well. You know, you can make the dough ahead, and then you know that it's done for later for when you need it. So these flatbreads are now ready to go in the air fryer. I'm just going to cut 2 because then I can do 2 side by side to show you what they're like in there. So I'm using my flexi drawer, so I haven't got my divider in right now, but you can do it in with a divider if you've got a normal Joule, or if you've got an air fry basket, you can just do 1 at a time. It's just totally up to you. So let's get it on. We're looking for air fry. We're looking for a temperature of 180 Celsius. That's 360 Fahrenheit. I've clicked Megazone because I'm using the whole area. And then we're going with a cook time of 4 minutes, and then press start. Did you know that we have a free air fryer mini course? It runs for 5 days, is delivered by email, covers 5 important air fry beginner topics, and includes a free PDF and free recipes. Simply head over to recipethis.com and search mini course for full details. So it's done its initial cook time. It's on its cool down. Oh, and wow, look at those already. Don't they look fantastic? So you can see where they puff up as well, like traditional flatbreads. So now flip them over. And you're looking for Megazone again, air fryer button, same temperature, and then a further 2 minutes at 180 Celsius. And we're on our cool down. So shall we check on them? Oh, I can't wait. Wow, look at those. They are proper puffed up flatbread. They are amazing. I mean, look at them. Perfectly cooked. You can't beat them like that. And you just need to wait for them to flatten a little bit, and then they're absolutely perfect. And that's also the reason why I use plain flour over self-raising, because if you put self-raising in, they go like this. They go super sized. So, well, you can see that one's flattened now, and it just looks like a traditional flatbread. Of course, if you want a bit more colour on them, you can cook them for a little bit longer. As you can see, that's getting a bit more around the edges, but you can see this one's starting to flatten now. But it amazes me how much they blow up by when you first open the air fryer. But if you can see now, that one's gone down. So then if you do want them on for a little bit longer, because if you look, that one's perfect, you can just add them on for another couple of minutes. But I love them like this. I think they are lovely. Have you checked out Air Fryer Easy Everyday yet? It's our brand new air fryer cookbook, following on from the success of the Complete Air Fryer Cookbook. It has over 140 everyday air fryer recipes for you to follow along with at home in your air fryer. Perfect for different types of air fryers too, as it covers the air fryer oven, basket and dual air fryers, as well as some fun recipes if you're cooking for one. So what are you waiting for? Go and order yourself a copy now and you will not be disappointed. It's from 12 years of air frying. And thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to follow us on Pinterest, Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course you can also find us on TikTok. But best of all, head over to recipethis.com/newsletter to join our weekly newsletter. And I'm Sam, and thanks again for watching.